Right now, you are safe. You are reading this in a warm room. The doors are locked. Nothing is hunting you. And yet, some quiet part of you is still scanning, still bracing, still half convinced that something is about to go terribly wrong. You feel it before a phone call you don't want to make. You feel it walking to your car in an empty lot. You feel it at 3 in the morning when your heart pounds for no reason at all. You think this is anxiety, a flaw, a malfunction. But the real answer is far stranger. That feeling isn't broken, it's ancient. It's the most successful survival system in the history of life on Earth. And it is doing exactly what it was built to do. The problem is that it was built for a world that no longer exists. Your brain still thinks you could die today. And once you understand why, you will never feel quite the same about your own fear again. Let's go back. Not 100 years, not 1,000, millions. For almost the entire history of your lineage, the single most important job your brain had was simple: keep you alive long enough to reproduce. That was it. Not happiness, not comfort, not peace of mind, survival. And in the world your ancestors lived in, survival was not guaranteed for a single hour. A rustle in the grass could be the wind, or it could be a leopard. Imagine two early humans hearing that sound. The first one shrugs and assumes it's the wind. The second one freezes, heart hammering, ready to run. Most of the time, it really is just the wind. The calm one looks smarter. The nervous one looks foolish, jumping at nothing, wasting energy on false alarms. But here is the brutal math of evolution. The calm one only has to be wrong once. One leopard, one missed signal. And that calm lineage ends forever. The nervous one survives every false alarm because a false alarm costs almost nothing. A racing heart, a wasted sprint, a moment of embarrassment. The cost of being wrong about danger was never equal. Missing a real threat meant death. Reacting to a fake one meant a slightly awkward afternoon. So evolution made a choice for you long before you were born. It chose the nervous one every single time. You are descended from the worriers, the flinchers, the ones who assume the worst and live to assume it again tomorrow. The calm ones are not your ancestors. They didn't make it. This idea has a name. Psychologists call it the smoke detector principle, and it was made famous by the evolutionary psychiatrist Randolph Nesse. Think about the smoke detector in your home. It screams when you burn toast. It screams in a cloud of steam from the shower. It is wrong almost every time it goes off, but you don't rip it off the ceiling because you understand the deal. 100 false alarms are worth it if it catches the one real fire. Your brain runs on the exact same logic. It would rather terrify you 1,000 times for nothing than stay quiet during the one threat that could end you. So when your heart pounds before a meeting, that's not weakness. That's a 500,000-year-old smoke detector, doing its job a little too well. But why does it feel so physical? Why does fear live in your chest and your stomach and your shaking hands? For that, you have to meet a tiny structure buried deep in your brain, the amygdala. It's about the size and shape of an almond, and there are two of them, one on each side. The neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux spent decades mapping what this little almond does, and what he found is unsettling. The amygdala can react to a threat before the thinking part of your brain even knows what happened. Here's how. When danger appears, the signal splits into two paths. One path is slow. It travels up to your conscious mind, the part that reasons and explains and decides. The other path is fast. It shoots straight to the amygdala, skipping thought entirely. Ledoux called this the low road. It's why you can leap back from a garden hose before you've consciously realized it isn't a snake. Your body has already jumped. Your thinking brain arrives seconds later, breathless, asking what just happened. That's the order your fear runs in. React first, understand later. In a world full of snakes, that order saved lives. The person who waited to be sure was the person who got bitten. But notice what this means for you today. The screaming alarm fires before you can reason with it. By the time the calm, logical part of you says, there's nothing to fear, the flood has already happened. Your hands are already cold. Your heart is already racing. You're trying to argue with a system that was specifically designed not to wait for your arguments. Now think about what your body does when that alarm fires. Your heart speeds up to pump blood to your muscles. Your breathing quickens. Blood drains from your stomach and your skin, which is why fear makes you feel pale and sick. Your pupils widen. Your muscles tense. This is the famous fight or flight response, first described over a century ago by the physiologist Walter Cannon. Every one of these reactions is a gift from your ancestors. Every one is designed for a single purpose, to help you run from a predator or fight for your life. But here's the strange part. Your body cannot tell the difference between a leopard and an email. The same ancient machinery that prepared your ancestor to sprint from a lion now fires when your boss sends a message that just says, "Can we talk?" Your heart races, your stomach drops, your hands go cold. Your body has loaded its weapons and prepared to flee. And then you just sit there at a desk, staring at a screen. There is nothing to fight, nowhere to run. The adrenaline has nowhere to go, so it pools inside you as that sick, jittery dread you can't shake. Your survival system is firing perfectly. It's just aiming at a target that isn't there. Ask yourself this. When was the last time your racing heart actually saved your life? For most of us, the honest answer is never. And yet the alarm goes off constantly. Before a presentation, during an argument, reading the news, lying awake at 3 a.m. running through every way tomorrow could go wrong. Your brain treats a social rejection, a financial worry, an awkward text, all of it, with the same machinery it once used for mortal danger. Because to your ancestor, those things were mortal danger. Think about being cast out of your tribe. Today, social rejection is painful but survivable. You can find new friends, new jobs, new cities. But for almost all of human history, being rejected by your group meant being left alone in the wild. Alone meant no protection, no shared food, no help when you got sick. Alone meant death. So your brain learned to treat the fear of rejection, the fear of judgment, the fear of not belonging as a life or death emergency. And it still does. That's why a single critical comment can wreck your whole day, while 100 kind ones fade by lunchtime. Your brain isn't keeping score fairly. It was never built to. It was built to make sure you were never ever the one left behind. This is the heart of the strangeness. The very things that make you anxious today are echoes of the exact things that kept your ancestors alive. Your fear of heights kept them off deadly cliffs. Your fear of the dark kept them near the fire, away from what hunts at night. Your fear of strangers kept them wary of rival groups who might do them harm. Your dread of being judged kept them tightly bonded to the only people who could keep them alive. None of this was a malfunction. All of it was protection. So why does it feel like a malfunction now? Because the world changed faster than your brain could. Evolution is slow, painfully, almost unimaginably slow. It works across thousands of generations. But the world your ancestors knew, the world of predators and tribes and constant physical danger, vanished in what is, evolutionarily, the blink of an eye. We built cities, we built locks and laws and medicine and grocery stores. We removed almost every threat that the alarm was designed to catch. But we didn't remove the alarm. There hasn't been nearly enough time. You are walking around with a brain optimized for the African savannah, trying to survive in a world of mortgages and group chats and notifications. You are not anxious because something is wrong with you. You are anxious because something went right for a very, very long time. So, what do you do with this? You can't delete the alarm. You wouldn't want to. The same system that floods you with dread is the one that would save your life in a true emergency without you even having to think. But you can change your relationship to it. The next time your heart starts pounding for no clear reason, you can recognize the feeling for what it is, not a prophecy, not a sign that something terrible is coming, just an ancient guardian doing the only job it has ever known in a world it doesn't understand anymore. You can almost thank it. This is the system that carried your entire bloodline, unbroken, across millions of years of danger, all the way down to you. Every ancestor you ever had survived long enough to pass it on. Not one of them was the calm one who got eaten. The fear you feel is the inheritance of every close call your family ever had. It is, in a strange way, a kind of love letter from the dead, written in adrenaline, reminding you to stay alive. And here is the quiet truth at the center of all of it. That pounding heart at 3 a.m. is not a sign that you are weak or broken. It is the sound of a survival system so good, so relentless, so impossibly successful that it is still standing guard over you long after the wars are over. It cannot tell that the leopards are gone. It cannot tell that you are safe. So it keeps watch anyway, just in case, forever. Right now, you are safe. And somewhere deep inside you, an almond-shaped sentinel that has never once let your family down is still scanning the dark, still waiting for a danger that will probably never come, still doing everything it can to make sure that you, the latest in an unbroken line of survivors, live to see tomorrow.